What's up, Average Curd here, aka, wait, no time for that today. I was hoping to do a quick update on, how I'm making my pizzas because I've become kind of obsessed with it. Unfortunately, the video turned out a little longer than expected, but here's an update on how I'm making my pizzas. First, get 1 cup of water between 90 to 100 degrees. I've read if you get it any higher, it can kill the yeast, but there's a lot of conflicting information on this. And if you don't have a thermometer, put the 1 cup of water in the microwave for 20 seconds, you should be fine. Next, add 2 teaspoons of sugar to that water. This is going to give the yeast something to munch on. Then, add 1.5 teaspoons of instant yeast, mix it up and let it sit for 10 minutes. In my mixing bowl, I have 2.5 cups of bread flour. You can use all-purpose flour, just make sure it's not bleached, and I'm going to slowly mix in my mixture of water, sugar, and yeast. Once all my mixture's in there, I'm going to turn it up to medium speed and let that go for about 2 to 3 minutes until everything's incorporated and nothing's sticking to the sides. When your dough looks like this, it's time to stop mixing. And if it looks a little dry, you saw I have that olive oil over there, just pour in a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit if your dough's looking a little dry while mixing. Now it's time to slowly mix in the salt. I have 1.25 teaspoons of salt, and you'll see I just add a little salt, pull, and I'm going to pull it into the middle. I'm going to pull the edges into the middle, add a little salt, do this over and over and over again. Put a little salt in, pull the edges towards the middle. This is going to form the ball and get the salt incorporated with the dough. And after all the salt is incorporated, I'm going to continue this folding until I have a nice dough ball. At this point, I'm liking what I see, so I'm going to take it out of the bowl onto a floured work surface, shape it into more of a dough balliness form, and then put it into a well-oiled bowl to rise overnight. Now I've got it in a bowl, which I took about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, spread it all around the bowl by hand, and then I took a brush, brushed some olive oil on top of the dough ball, gonna cover in plastic wrap very tightly and let it sit in the fridge overnight to rise. Here's the dough the next day. You can see it doubled in size. This is gonna make about 2 small pizzas, so I'm gonna cut it in half, make 1 a day, then put the dough back in the bowl, rewrap it, let it sit overnight, and make a pizza tomorrow as well. Now it's time to form the dough into a pizza. First step, lightly flour your work surface. Throw a little flour on top of your dough. I'm going to reform it into a ball before forming it into a pizza. And then I just kind of start pressing from the middle and then go into the edges and just try to form some form of a circle. I'm not the best at this, I'm still learning at it. Put it on your knuckles, try to stretch it out a little bit. And one trick I forgot to mention, you want to let the dough sit out for about at least 2 hours. This dough was sitting out of the fridge for 2 hours before I formed it. It makes it a lot easier when it's not cold, fresh out of the fridge. But forming pizza dough just takes practice and repetition. The more you do it, the better you'll get. Now my pizza peel is pretty small, so I can't form the dough on it. I have to transfer it. And a trick I learned, you fold it once, fold it twice, and then transfer it to your pizza peel. Because if you sauce and cheese your pizza and then try to transfer it to the pizza peel, you're gonna have a bad time. Also, get you some cornmeal, put it on your pizza peel before you put your dough on. These are like little ball bearings that's gonna make it slide off right off that pizza peel super easily onto your pizza stone. And one thing I like to do, I like to hit my dough with a little oregano before I sauce it. As far as pizza sauce, I just use store-bought. Try some out. If you want to make your own, I'm sure there's a YouTube video on here. I'm sure there's 30 that will show you how to make your own pizza sauce. And you just want to spread around that sauce so it's about a 1/2 inch from the edge. As far as cooking the pizza, you definitely want a pizza stone. I put my pizza stone on the lowest rack possible in the oven. I preheat it at its highest setting for about an hour. For my oven, that's 500 degrees. So I let it go at 500 degrees for 1 hour before putting the pizza in there. I'll usually cook my pizzas at 500 for 7 to 8 minutes, and then I put it on broil for another 2 minutes. But like I said, everybody's ovens are different. You kind of just have to learn this part on your own through trial and error. Now I'm going to cover it with some freshly grated mozzarella cheese. I highly recommend grating your own cheese. And then I got some hand-sliced pepperonis to top it off. Here's the pizza fresh out the oven. As soon as it gets out of the oven, I'm gonna coat the crust in butter and garlic. And I probably could have let this go for another minute or so, but I'm not perfect yet, still learning, still progressing, but way better than I used to be. Now I'm gonna coat the crust with some Parmesan cheese and also just throw some on the pizza. And then I grab this everything Italian seasoning, which is awesome. It's crushed red peppers and then a bunch of other shit. And I coat the crust with that as well. And that's pretty much it. Got me a pizza. I like to let it rest for about 5 minutes before cutting into it and eating it. But yeah, this is my my updated pizza skills. If you like this stuff, like and subscribe. I'll probably do some more pizza updates in the future as I progress. I might be getting a pizza oven for Christmas. I don't know, maybe. I've heard some whisperings in my family. We'll see. Yeah, but catch you guys next time.